Oh, do I feel good today? What is up, DTL Universe? As you can quickly see, we are no longer in the friendly confines. No. We have moved our show on the road, at least me today. I am in the beautiful state of Florida, but this is week 14, the end of an incredible weekend. And if you guys aren't already talking in the chat about what happened yesterday in college football, what are we doing? And our resident benefactor, Roberto Bibbo, having a really good day. The show had a decent day. Let's go ahead, producer man. Look at what we did yesterday. Always on demand. But we had a ton of check marks from Football Friday. So you got to be tuning in live every single day. You just never know. And me and AB will talk about that SMU game coming up shortly. As you know, we have tons of content here at The Brand. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Turn on your notifications. And just like Robert did today, if you tune in live and you're not a premium member, you can be gifted a membership. So many of you have joined that way. And every single weekday, DTL the podcast, audio at 2 p.m. Eastern, video for premium members drops at 3 p.m. Eastern time. But this is our Sunday morning. We do things a little bit differently. 6 teams on a bye today. But there are so many big games, so many implications. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the picks. Oh, and you know, on a Sunday morning, two of my absolute favorites. First and foremost, the man from the dirty. And this morning, on my own, Fulham, Arsenal, both teams to score. Will that cash in the second half? Good morning, Charles.
Morning, Coach Crew. I like that. It was next level if I've ever seen it. And we got the dog goal out of the way, which if you had them in the first half, team total, that paid a nice sum. But I think Arsenal definitely will come back and at least get one in the second half. So I like that one for you, Coach.
That's what I like to hear. And as you guys know, all during the weekdays, you have questions on anything, we got you covered on the air, in the chat. Charles, a big part of that. Now, we are still licking our wounds, me and my partner, AB. Because last night, we stay in it, AB, all the way to the end. And then for some inexplicable reason, we roll the prevent defense out there, 20 yards back of the line of scrimmage. For what? I don't know. SMU, it still hurts. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach, Big Chuck, crew. Look, I'll tell you this, man. If anything, we always pay our bets, all right? And I lost a personal bet yesterday. You know what I had to do?
What?
Shave my head. Look at that.
Oh, no.
All of it gone.
No. Oh, take that off again. I got to see it.
Look at that.
Oh.
That's how you pay a damn bet right there.
Oh, let's go. I had to pay one every day to the good Lord above who took my hair away 25 years ago. Oh, you actually look pretty good, AB, because not everybody can do it. Everybody can do it.
Well, we'll see about that. It felt a little weird. All right, I'll tell you this, though. We're saving on shampoo. There you go.
Well, how did you do it? Did you take the Mach 3? Did you have an electric? What did you do?
We had some electric. Just
you did?
Yeah, and look, no mullet. All of it's gone. Look, everything.
Wow. Everybody in the chat, let AB know what you think about his bald head. Is it a yes or is it a no? Is it a boom or is it a doom? Can't believe Costco, guys. Jinx says, I'm laughing my ass off. Oh, my goodness.
I'll tell you this.
That's how crazy yesterday was. So, guys, before we get into today, week 14, 6 games on the buys. AB and Charles, yesterday was so pivotal in the history of college football and so exciting. I thought we got to hit on some of that before we get in the NFL quickly. And AB, I called one of my very, very close friends. He's a high-level anchor. He does a lot of college football. And I said, who are your 12? I want to read you the 12 as we jump off. And you let me know if you have any issues, AB, with these 12 after everything we saw this weekend. Oregon 1, Georgia 2, Boise State 3, Notre Dame 4, Texas 5, Penn State 6, Ohio State 7, your Tennessee Volunteers 8, Arizona State 9, Clemson 10, Indiana 11, and SMU 12. That leaves out Alabama. Your take?
I don't mind that list at all. And let me tell you this. When he went with SMU over Alabama, if SMU is left out, okay, at 11-2 after a conference championship game, but really 11-1 to end the year, if they're left out, you might as well disband the ACC because it doesn't matter anymore. It's not a power conference over a 3-loss Alabama, and you're going to punish SMU for playing an extra game. An extra game.
Keep talking, AB. Keep talking. And Charles, you take a piggyback because I got to handle some business. Producer man, take me off just for like 15 seconds.
You might as well get rid of them. You might as well get rid of the conference because it's not a power conference anymore. All right. If you're going to give a 3-loss, and this is nothing against Alabama. All right. But you're going to punish a team for playing an extra game. All right. You might as well disband it. You might as well get rid of it. So I am absolutely with this list completely. I like it. Big Chuck, what do you think, man?
I have no problems with this list, and in fact, Alabama and everything that could have went worse for or bad for them yesterday did. They didn't need Georgia to lose. They would have liked Penn State to have won, so they would have liked SMU to win also. So everything that could have went against them did. So it's not looking good, but I still think they could possibly find a way in. But I have no problems with this list. I could definitely roll with it.
Yeah.
So here's the
real quick. Shout out to Georgia. All right. Because look, man.
Yes.
They handled their business and they got better through the year. They dealt with injuries. They dealt with all of it, man. Kirby Smart's a hell of a coach. Georgia's a hell of a football team. And they took care of their business. In Texas, they didn't beat a single top 25 ranked team this year. Not a single one.
If they don't play Archie Manning in the playoffs, that's going to be on Sark. I know Ewers looks the part. I know he throws some good balls, but he yesterday was throwing them up for grabs. Archie Manning, and I know this may not be a popular, he is a better quarterback because he can also run. He's not hurt. How many times did they show that thing on Ewers' foot? And they did a live shot with the sideline reporter too. He can't move. You got to put Manning in the game so there's that dual threat. Do you agree or
No, I agree. But look, it's hard to bench the guy, right? Like I get it. It's hard to bench him, but I don't disagree with the fact that Archie Manning does bring more to the table, so to say. And also, everyone in the chat is saying, about SMU. Not everyone saying about, like they didn't beat, right? Like I agree. Like that's why I'm saying, like the conference as a whole. Like if SMU is going to be left out, it's the conference. Like Miami didn't beat a ranked team either.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So I'm saying, like you're going to have to just disband this thing and let them be a bunch of Notre Dames because this thing is not going to work. So that was my point. I don't disagree.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. And after the game, they even asked Dabo. They said, "Hey, a week ago when you lost to South Carolina, you were out. There was no way." And then Miami gives up 40-some to. It's how you lose, also. And I think that's going to be factored in today. But I think we talked about it this week, guys. That if the committee does not factor in conference championship games, to me, that takes away from the whole system. You got to factor in those games, how they lose, how they win, all of that. You can't say it doesn't matter. Because those kids last night, they played their asses off. All of them. Georgia, Texas, SMU. I mean, amazing.
Well, think about this. I agree with you, right? Like we're getting to the point where you just don't have those games. If they're not going to matter, you don't have them. Because, look, if you're Georgia, you're saying, I just lost my damn quarterback.
Yeah.
For what? For what?
If it doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter. Right.
Yeah.
You know what was really cool, too, was watching the mother of the starting quarterback, Carson Beck, and then the backup mother was right behind them. Do you guys – and it was always the hugs and the – I was like, this is what college football is really all about. As soft as that sounds, you got the two mothers, the backup and the starter hugging each other in tears, and then you get to the end, they end up winning in overtime. Just an amazing, amazing day. So at noon Eastern today, ESPN will have a 4-hour show revealing the top 12 teams in the college football playoffs. Of course, we'll tackle it all tomorrow on the morning show and have you covered top to bottom, left to right. All right, gentlemen, it's week 14 in the National Football League. I want to do our picks first, and then as we do every single Sunday, we'll dive into 5 or 6 of the games a little bit deeper. So let's start with our straight plays. And AB, you're staying home, big boy. Start us off.
Staying home here. All right, going to take the Titans -3 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And you're probably thinking, why in the hell would I bet money that I worked for all week on the Tennessee Titans? Well, I'll tell you this, man. Number one, the Jacksonville Jaguars are not that good. Surprise, breaking news. They're starting Mac Jones today, all right, and McCorkle. And then let me say this. The Titans had the worst game all season that they had last year. And it wasn't Will Levis's fault. It was actually everyone but Will Levis. He's playing pretty well over the last couple of weeks. I'm not saying he's come out and look like Joe Montana, but what I'm saying is that the Titans locker room got a swift kick in the ass last week. And there's some guys here that have some pride. And I've listened to them all week, listened to the coaching staff all week. They're taking this game very seriously. I'm going to take the Titans -3 at home. This is a game that they should hammer down on Jacksonville.
It's called being a professional. And that sounds like, to me, what they're doing there in Tennessee. All right, Charles, you got one straight play today, and you're going to Tampa, which is about 3 hours from where I'm sitting right now.
And before I go there, Coach, it looks like Arsenal's about to score. But, yeah, Raiders, Buccaneers, these two don't play often, but when they do play, they've went over in 7 straight in 8 of their last 9 meetings. Plus, the Raiders arrived cashing over in 4 of 5, and the Buccaneers have topped the over in 7 of their last 9. I think we see points. The Raiders will come out nothing really to play for, and the Buccaneers will definitely give them a game. So, yeah, I love this over 47 goal Arsenal.
Did you see an Arsenal score already? Or are you just predicting that they're going to have one?
I just saw them score, Coach. If it holds up, we still have to go through the whole ordeal of VAR. That's a whole other story. But as of right now, they did score.
Oh, you're always like 45 seconds ahead of me. I've got it on my iPad, so I'm seeing it now. We'll see if it sticks. But BTTS, it's our favorite bet here and as I said, every single day, Charles is in the chat. There's tons of content that you guys need to know, and we're trying to cover it in the chat and also on the show, and Charles does a great job of that. All right, I've got 3 straight plays today, and I'm going to start with the Browns, with the Panthers +14. I had to buy a half a point. That's why the juice is -125. The Panthers the last 2 weeks, they took the Bucs right down to the wire. They took the Chiefs right down to the wire. Bryce Young's playing a lot better than he played early in the season when he got benched. And I just think the 14 is a really large number. So this is one of those prove me wrong games. Eagles, I know you're great. I know you're going to win this game. But winning by 2 full touchdowns over a team that's trending, I'll take my chances. Then Browns and Steelers. 2 weeks ago, they scored exactly 43 points. Both offenses are playing great. Jameis Winston is throwing as many touchdowns to his own team as he is to the other team. So give me the over 43.5 -110. And then a little teaser, because there is no universe, not even the DTL universe, where the Seahawks will lose by 9 to Arizona, a team that they just held to 6 points 2 weeks ago and beat them 16-6. And then the Vikings, that brings their number down against the Falcons to even money. All they have to do is win. It's a perfect teaser spot. Vikings over the Falcons. All they got to do is win the game. Seahawks, you're going to give me 9. I'll take it all day. Most teaser juices are -120. Now, what about props? Do we have any props today for the afternoon games? If not, yes, we do. Oh, my God. AB, I've got a tear rolling down my eye. 4 different interception props. Let's go, big boy. You're up.
Coach, it feels good to bet on interceptions. Bet on just negativity all morning here. No. All right, so first off, Aiden O'Connell. 1+ interception for the Raiders, -125. I love you, buddy. You know what? And I love the Raiders. But, yeah, you're going to throw a pick today. It's just going to happen, man. The Bucs are going to get you here. Aaron Rodgers, I've got a feeling today is the beginning of the end. And you know what? I think the Miami Dolphins are going to come out a little fired up, and they're going to want to hammer it down on you. So give me Aaron Rodgers at -110 to throw a pick. Josh Allen. Yep, that's right. Josh Allen, 1+ interception, +105. The Bills, we've talked about them all week, man. They're on absolute fire. Them and the Lions playing better, more optimized, efficient football than anybody in the NFL. But you are going to Los Angeles on the road. Sean McVay's pretty good football coach, all right? I think they can bait you into one. I'm not saying the Bills lose this game. I'm not saying the Rams can't win this game. But Josh Allen, yeah, you're probably going to throw a pick. And then finally, Caleb Williams here for the Bears. Yeah, look. Brand new interim head coach. All right. Now, those usually work out well, right? Like when it feels like every time the interim coach of the NFL comes in, the team wins, right? So I don't want to mess with anything on the spread, any of that whatsoever. What I do want to play is that they let Caleb Williams let it rip. And you know what? It usually leads to a great game, but it also leads to a pick. So I'm taking it -125.
Boy, I tell you what. To face the 49ers right now, normally, if you would have looked at the schedule and earlier, oh, man, I don't want to play 49ers week 14. Now they're like, give me the 49ers. Give me the 49ers all day. Caleb, I think he throws for 300, 2 tutties, and that one very important interception for us. Big Chuck, coming over to you because Cade Otton, he has started to turn into a top-flight pass catcher down in his squad. Start us there.
I'm going to roll with Cade Otton over 41.5 receiving yards. He comes in averaging 42 per game. Plus, this Raiders defense has struggled against tight ends. They've allowed 42 plus in 10 of their last 11. So love that play. Sticking with the same game, Jacoby Myers over 64.5 receiving yards. Mr. Myers, he's become a main target. He's got at least 5 catches in 7 of 8, and he's got over 65 in 3 of 4. So love him to get over 64.5 today.
I love him too. Do not forget for the Sunday Night Football props, we'll have a full show tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's the Chargers and the Chiefs. How am I going to stay focused hosting a big event when the Chiefs are on? Don't even worry about it. I'll figure it out. But DG will be sitting in this chair tonight for Sunday Night Football and prime time. But here on the morning show, we always dig a little bit deeper because we have the time to do it. So, AB, I want to start with a game that doesn't really mean a whole heck of a lot as far as standings are concerned. Still in the betting market, absolutely. But this week, Aaron Rodgers said it's ridiculous that I would have to try out next year for a player of my stature. Is today starting that tryout or showing the Jets what he still has physically left as he goes down to Miami? Warm. Shouldn't have an issue getting warmed up, but he needs to show something now.
He does. You know what? If he does, I would say if I were the interim coach, where the hell has this been? What, you been holding out on me? Like, dude, would you leave it in Egypt, go pick it back up? Like, dude, I'm telling you, they're negative. They're bad. That is bad karma with the New York Jets. Bad karma. I don't like today. I lean more towards Aaron Rodgers throws a pick, all right, has an injury, okay, and is done for the year. Like, I lean more towards that. I don't like his attitude. I don't like anything to do with any of this. Miami has to win this game. They might beat the hell out of New York and keep going with it. I'm not feeling the negative karma with New York. I'm out.
I almost played him, AB. I felt that too. Right now they're 5-7, and their hopes of making it to the playoffs, Big Chuck, very, very slim because of the Broncos and the Chargers and the Ravens. Those teams already at 8 wins, but they're not out of it. So they got to come in motivated. They're laying 6. The total's at 44.5. I completely agree with AB. The Dolphins could get on a roll and just put that gas pedal down.
I like the Dolphins also. And then what could happen with the Jets? They could just flat out quit. So that's not out of the realm of possibility. So I definitely like the Dolphins in this spot. And I think we see some points also in that warm weather. I think the Jets will just let it go, be free flowing. So I think that 44.5, 45, that's a kind of a lower number. So I think we can obtain that. The Dolphins should do the primary, most of the heavy lifting. So like the Dolphins in this spot, I think we see some points. If it gets to 6.5, then you could tease it down to where you just need them to win and then bring that total down a little bit more. But yeah, everything's looking like Dolphins and over to me.
Hashtag it pays to watch live and listen to that analysis. Plus, Tyreek Hill posting a lot this week about, hey, whenever he gets in his feelings, normally the team will respond by putting him into the playbook a lot. And it's really clear that Tyreek Hill feels like he's not getting the ball enough. So I think today you'll see him a lot. So look into his props. AB, go.
Yeah, real quick, just want to say, when you dive into the film and understand the playbook and the mindset of the Miami Dolphins, this is a very physical football team. They don't get the credit they deserve. They're just as physical as the San Francisco. It just doesn't feel like it because you think it's all built on, quick passes, quick strike, like the 80s 49ers. They'll make you physically want to quit. And that's exactly what, I feel a lot of things with the Dolphins today. Absolutely.
You hate that Q word. You hate using it. You hate saying it. But that's just kind of what it is. Now, there's a lot of meme X accounts out there, and normally I don't buy into them. I can't even believe I'm bringing this up, but it made me laugh. Did anybody see this particular post where they said, I was looking up Tyreek Hill stuff, and Tyreek Hill has 4 touchdowns this season. He's reportedly had 5 children in 2024. So he has more kids this year than he has touchdowns. That's a lot of kids in 1 year, AB. That's a lot of kids.
That's a lot of kids in a lifetime. All right. Look, now you got to give this man credit. All right. Man's putting in work. All right. On and off the field. So there you go. Hey, cardio game is right.
It's going up. It's going up. All right. So shout out to Tyreek. Stop. Just be a dad now. Just be a dad now. Let's stop. All right, game number 2. And 2 weeks ago, this is a really good game. And now the Steelers and the Browns have all of a sudden, guys, turned into juggernauts. But the Steelers back at home now. They got to keep pace. Their end of their schedule, very difficult, as is the Chiefs. They got them coming up on Christmas Day. But they're laying 6.5 today, Charles. The total at 43.5. I just played it as one of my best bets. I think we're going to see at least 30 to 20, something like that. What do you make of this game where the Steelers really have to continue to play well?
I think this is a Steelers spot, and even if it's at the 6.5, I think this is. I had this one circled as my favorite spot to tease it down. I would actually tease it with the under, but it could still go over, and we'll still get some points with the just to bring it down also. But I love these Steelers in this spot. I never really liked the 6.5, so I'd bring it down. But I think they can still win by a touchdown, and I can also see field goal kicker props in this one also. I could see Boswell getting a few in this one, but yeah, I love the Steelers in this spot.
That's kind of been the thing this year, AB. We've really found a lot of really good teaser spots. And I've learned, even as the host of the show, listening to everybody, including yourself, when is the right time and the right spot to play a teaser. And this does feel like the right time because I think the Steelers win this football game regardless of anything else. Your take?
Yeah, how do I bet against the Steelers? Like, they're winning now in all styles, right? They can score 40. They can beat you 13-3. Like I would be a dum-dum to sit here and say, oh, don't bet against it. Like, why would I do that? What I will say is just bet on pass attempts. All right, especially on the Browns side. We've broken down in the no-fly zone what this Browns offense is, and it's Jameis throwing it all day long. That's what this team does, man. So, yeah, I would look pass attempts, but how do I bet against the Steelers, man?
And on this Sunday, the Lord's Day, we are praying with Jameis that he does not throw any pick sixes today. I don't think I've ever seen a player at a press conference say that he's going to pray not to throw a pick six.
Who won the first game in this?
Browns did, 24-19. It was like Thursday Night Football or Monday Night Football, one of those.
So you've got the Steelers with revenge motivation.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
A lot of it. And they're coming out 44 against the Bengals last week, too. So they're humming. Russell Wilson, and you got to believe he wants to show out a little bit too, because he's now, and it's always crazy how this happens to players later on in their careers. Like really good players who had a Super Bowl, had a good career, then get shifted to Denver, all of his confidence taken away, and then he gets on a team now that needs him, and they play really well. AB, go.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And just one thing to add in as well, studying this team and this offense, they're starting to use Justin Fields a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. So if you can find Justin Fields rushing prop opportunities, the number is going to be unbelievably low, and they'll probably get there pretty quickly. So it's amazing what they're starting to do by using both of those guys. Yep.
So smart. So smart. Mike Tomlin, just give him the coach of the year, which, by the way, he's never won. He's never won the coach of the year, which is crazy to me. Insane. But this is his year. And all of the mic'd up moments, all the stuff. Did you guys see last week with George Pickens after the first pick six when he fell down? He was all upset. He stops him and he goes, "That's not going to dictate today. That's not going to dictate the outcome. We need you." And what happened 5 minutes later? Pickens, yard, scores. And then he had to still talk to him about another personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct. This dude is one of the greatest leaders you'll ever meet. All right, that's 1 o'clock Eastern today. So there are 7 games at 1, 3 at 4, and then Sunday Night Football. Another game at 1, and this one's fascinating, AB, because the Falcons, despite the fact that Kirk Cousins just threw 4 interceptions, despite the fact that it seems like every time we talk about the Vikings, they're playing like crap, they are still a first-place team. They are tied at 6-6 with the Bucs, but they travel to Minnesota. The Vikings laying the 6, 45.5 is the total. And the Vikings have to win to keep up with the thought process of maybe, just maybe, getting that number 1 seed because the Lions have already won on Thursday. Your take on this very interesting matchup of a first-place team, but it's not the 10-2 team. Interesting. Your take.
This is a really weird spot for the Atlanta Falcons because, look, man, Kirk Cousins coming back, in reality, it's nothing. It means nothing. but it does mean something, and everyone knows it on both sides. And the way that Atlanta has played is that when they are moving the ball, quick, tempo-paced offense and not making mistakes, that's how they beat you. That's also how you could get your ass in some serious trouble on the road against a defense that ain't playing around, man. And you know what? They know what time it is too. And they know that their fan base knows what time it is too. So I think Minnesota is going to bait Atlanta into playing that style of a game. And there are very few teams that are better at picking quarterbacks off than Minnesota. I wanted to play Kirk Cousins, but the interception prop was too expensive. The juice is like minus 160. So, yeah, man.
Are you
like,
kidding?
Swear to you. Like,
oh my God.
I'm all in on the Vikings today. All in on the Vikings.
That tells you everything you need to know, Charles. We're talking about a $180 million quarterback. We're talking about he's probably not going to be a Hall of Famer, but he's legit at minus 160 or higher. 4 interceptions, and they were bad interceptions too. A couple that were in the end zone. He's just not seeing the field very well right now. Then on the other side, Justin Jefferson, last week I watched the game when they came back and beat the Cardinals. He is very quietly becoming not only a great leader, but potentially the best wide receiver in the entire league. And he's not doing it in a spectacular fashion. Every week it's like 7 for 80 or 8 for 90. So, which tells me he's doing a lot of get first down catches as well. Your take?
Love Justin Jefferson. Yeah, he definitely gets the job done. He's Mr. Reliable. He's always there if you need the first down big play. Hey, Mr. Darnold also looks for him. But you know my feelings on Kirk Cousins. So, yeah, I definitely wanted to get him as on the interception prop. I was waiting all week for it to be released, but it was just too high. So you would have to really look to put that together. Or sometimes you could even wait live and maybe get him on the interception prop. So I definitely think he serves one up. But I think this is a Viking spot all day. I love them in this one. I just think they're going to overwhelm this Falcons team that are just fragile at times. So I love this one, and this would be another one if we see it get to 6.5. This could be another one you could tease it down for just to win. Vikings all day. I was kind of looking at this the total as well. I kind of went back and forth. If I had to be right now, I would probably lean to the under, but I could definitely possibly see some points because the Falcons can score if they can keep from throwing interceptions and turnovers.
Yeah, they can, but that's the thing that scares me a little bit is taking those touchdowns or field goals off the board because of those interceptions that he throws in the red zone. They're absolutely awful. Goat says AB, he parlayed the Vikings on the money line and Cousins interception, and that parlay is plus 104. Do you like that?
I absolutely love it. Goats is a smart bettor. We've talked about these before. Goats always has like nice ways to play it. That's a great look because now you bring down the juice and you get the Vikings. You don't have to worry about the spread. Just take them on the money line. I think it's an excellent play.
No doubt. Shout out to Brian. He says, got all Charles plays in. Dude just produces cash. There is no question right now that Charles is our hottest capper and the most consistent, whether you're talking soccer or whether you're talking football, it doesn't matter. Vital part of what we are doing. All right, next game at 1 o'clock. And this is an interesting one, AB, because I made it one of my best bets, and it's more of a gut feel and I've watched NFL for a really long time, and it's really hard to lay that big of a number. And I'm talking about the Panthers and the Eagles. And I bought it up to a half point. Most books still have it at 13.5, which is very, very important. And normally you wouldn't say that. But the Eagles are also, just like the Vikings, a team that needs to keep winning. They're on a really long winning streak, but the Lions are still sitting there with that one loss. So when you look at this and the way that Bryce Young has been playing the last couple of weeks, over 260 both games, can the Panthers keep it within 2 touchdowns?
Oh, they absolutely can. This is the NFL, right? Like all 11 dudes on each side of the ball for the Panthers are NFL players, right? Like these dudes are good. Here's the problem for Carolina, and this is kind of how you want to look at it if you're whiteboarding this game, all right? If you're Philadelphia, you're built with your defense, all right? This is a game where Philadelphia is going to want to have 40 minutes time of possession, all right? We're just not even going to let you play in this game, and then you're not going to get any offensive consistency. You're going to be going 3 and out because we trust our defense, and we're going to get out, and we're just going to run the football. That's what you're going to do. Saquon is going to get every opportunity on planet freaking Earth, all right? Jalen Hurts rushing is going to get every opportunity as well, and passing-wise, here's something to look at. they might throw more than people think. Short passes. All right.
Oh.
If you have that Jalen Hurts like completions number, if it's 16, somewhere around there, play it. If it's higher, if it's like 19 and up, don't, because I mean, even in games they need him, they don't get that number. But dude, Saquon, yeah, Matt Logan says his rush line is 112.5 yards. Like, Saquon's gonna have every opportunity.
What?
They're just gonna run the football, man. Like, Carolina probably won't even really get to play in this game.
That may be the highest number I've ever seen.
I never saw Derrick Henry get anywhere close when he was in his damn prime.
It was like 90s. His were 90s.
And that's high as hell. Like,
I got to double check that, make sure that's correct.
Yeah.
Because that seems more like a combo number to me.
Look at their backup running backs for Philly, because they're not going to want to pound Saquon into the earth, right, and put him back in the Mesozoic era. So you're going to have multiple running backs get opportunities.
Big Chuck, your take on this one as I look up, because now I'm fascinated, Matt. I'm fascinated with this one. Do the Panthers, in your mind, because props for the Eagles are something that we rarely play because of the analysis that AB just gave us, that when they sit on the ball and they get it 35, 38 minutes, and a lot of times their third down conversion rate is very, very high, because if they get it to within a yard, they just do the tush push. That just sucks out another 2 minutes every single time that they do that. How precarious do you think it is for the public when you're looking at props, on the Eagles side?
I think I definitely think the Eagles are going to own the time of possession. So if you're going to look at them, definitely rushing props. That's why I'm leaning towards the under in this one. I think that the Panthers are going to be limited with their time on the field. But anytime you see double digits, you definitely gravitate towards taking anything towards 14 and a half. So, or 14, 13 and a half, anything in that region. So yeah, definitely loving Eagle props, especially rushing. Jalen Hurts props, Jalen Hurts touchdown, Saquon 2 touchdowns, his rushing props, attempts, longest rush. I think that you can really dig in and really flip your investment when it comes to those as well. So yeah, definitely looking at this, but yeah, under is the way I would look at this one. Maybe the Panthers team total under, and then maybe teasing this one also, maybe getting that Eagles down around the touchdown and a couple more points with your teaser on the under.
Matt says, coach is fact checking me. You're damn right I did, Matt, and you're correct. It is 112.5. AB, go.
All right, so when you have numbers this large on a running back, okay, understand why the books are doing it. Yes, number one, they're doing it because they believe that they're going to get a lot of carries, okay? But number two, what they're expecting is that they're going to break long runs, okay? So instead of playing a huge number like this, play his longest rush. That's how you beat the books.
I like that a lot. And we've been hitting those a lot too, AB, I feel like. Yeah. And Saquon is one of those guys, kind of like Derrick Henry, how at least once or twice every single game, you see this, right? Where they hand it off and it's, 12 bodies and all of a sudden he just pops out the side and goes for 30 or 40 yards. It's uncanny how both guys are able to do that at least once or twice a game. That's how they get over 100 yards every single time. They always have a long 40 or 50-yard rush. Really, really smart there, AB. All right, so those are the 4 games at 1 o'clock I wanted to discuss. Let's pivot now. 2 games at 4 o'clock. Then we're going to get the hell out of Dodge and enjoy the games all day, and we will reconvene tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time for prime time. So, AB, today it's a rematch from just 2 weeks ago. And the Seahawks and this entire NFC West, I just can't seem to figure out. They beat the Cardinals by 10, but the books have the Cardinals giving 3 today. The Seahawks already this year have had to travel to the Patriots, to the Lions, to the Falcons, to the Jets, and now today to Arizona, and then they still have trips to Chicago and back to LA the last week of the season. They are road warriors, but they're getting 3. That's why I put them in a teaser, AB. I think they win on the field today.
The Seahawks? You feeling them? Yeah.
Yep.
Look, they could. I'll say this: Arizona is playing better football than people might think. God, this one is difficult. The road scares me because it's just been so much. You know what I kind of feel? Number one, Geno Smith. All right, pass attempts in completion. He's going to throw the ball all game long. All game long. All right. And number 2, I kind of like the Cardinals points in the first half. I kind of like the Seahawks points in the second half. That's kind of what you see out of these two teams here. So that's how I would play it. But every time that I bet against the Seahawks, dude, they show up. They come back and win, man. Like, that's what this team does. They come back and win, but come back and win. I think Arizona scores a lot early. I think Seattle scores theirs late.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Me and Chuck were all over the Falcons. All over the Falcons earlier this year. And Seahawks come in, and I was like, me and Charles are going to catch. We had 2 or 3 plays on that game, and the Seahawks just wiped the floor with them. And you just never know. But now it's 7-5. They are all by themselves in first place. But like AB, be very, very careful with this game. Real quick, because the chat's always taking care of us. The longest rush, different numbers at different books, AB, for Saquon, real quick to go backwards. 19.5 at DK, 21.5 at other places. Do you like it inside that in that area for longest rush?
Go ahead and put me down for, I'll take over 21.5, make it an official play right now. If it doesn't hit, I'll buy 10 memberships tonight on the live stream. Yes, I'll take, over 20. I'll take the highest one, over 21.5.
That's what I'm talking about. And by the way, shout out to, I can't remember who it was, sent me a very, very nice note with the screenshot of when you get awarded a free membership. It sends you an email, AB, which obviously you know that because you set the whole damn thing up, you and Nils. And they were so appreciative of getting that free membership and getting all the extra content that we have here on the premium side. So really, really cool. So shout out to you again and Nils for getting all that set up. It's really become really popular and everybody can participate.
That's what we love about it, man, is that the fact that everybody does get to participate and everybody does get to be a part of this crew of what you all have built. You know what I mean? Like we say it all the time. You guys built this, what it is. We could set it up. Doesn't mean it's always going to work. Like, that's why I say it's the best crew of the game, because every time someone new pops into the chat, like, it's like being at a bar and you guys are like, oh, hey, we already got your seat right here. Dude, we got your beer coming. Just sit down, chill, take your hat off. You know what I mean? Like, that's why it's fantastic, man.
It is. It is. It is. Liddy says, Coach stole his 37 memberships, just reporting. Liddy, we don't need you to report nothing. Absolutely
Coach
nothing.
Paid up all his.
Yeah, damn it. Kevin says, shout out to everyone on this team. Kev, it is a team. And I not to take you behind the curtain, but me and AB were talking the other day. And really in the last 3 to 4 weeks, the feeling that we have with this brand and all of you guys and spreading the word, it's really what we dreamed about, didn't we, AB, a year ago when we didn't know what the hell we were going to do? And we said, let's build something. And, man, we're only getting started. This thing is going to be a juggernaut. And in 30 years, when I'm done working, we're going to leave it and somebody else is going to take the ball and run with it. But we're going to be here forever.
Yes, sir.
And I freaking love it. So thank you to all of you. Sorry to get off track there. Sometimes you got to say that. Charles, let me come over to you. Because with the Seahawks, not only do they need to win today, but they've got to start showing that they're a viable team, because we always look at things from the betting perspective. And if a team's not playing well, even if they win like the Falcons, who are in first place, nobody's betting on the Falcons. And not a lot of people trust the Seahawks or the Cardinals for that matter. What do you make of today and this number?
To start the week, I had liked the Cardinals, but as it's progressed and as Sunday has arrived, I'm definitely leaning towards the Seahawks. They've owned this Cardinals team also. They've won 6 straight. I think they're 9-1-1 when played in the Big Toaster. So, yeah, definitely loving the Seahawks in this spot, but I could definitely see them getting down just like they did to the Jets last week. They got me against the Jets. I thought that was a Jet spot, but totally wrong on that one. So, yeah, I think they keep it within 3, and I think we see points in this one. I think this is a sneaky over spot. Stayed under the first game. I think we could actually see some points on this fast track.
I got my ears going. Whenever Charles says it's a sneaky spot, that means it's a cashing spot. Shout out to our girl, Lori. You guys are crushing it this year. Great brand. Lori can't do it without you. What about Matt? He says it's only $6 a month. How can you bet on games, but you can't afford a premium membership at DTL? Matt, that's exactly how I feel. I mean, Charles wanted to make it like $29.99. I said, nope, $6 a month. AB, go.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to our Sinful Saint when I said, yeah, our crew takes care of new people. Sit down, we got your beer coming, take your hat off. Sinful goes, AB, don't take your hat off. That was too good.
I will say this. Our live number is amazing this morning, but it's probably triple what it was when you first took your hat off. So there's a lot of people that haven't seen it, AB. Do you mind? We're about 40 minutes in, showing the good people what happens when you lose a bet on championship weekend, please, sir.
Look at that.
Ooh! Jay-Z Soldier says, take it off, take it off, take it off. Oh, man. Sinful, that is awesome. All right, the last game today, then we're going to get the hell out of Dodge, and you guys can enjoy the day and the 10 games between now and Sunday Night Football. And this is a big one, AB. And on both sides of the fence, you've got the Bills, and Josh Allen has really taken center stage. It's not the Kelsey Taylor Swift anymore. It is Josh Allen, Haley Steinfeld. They got engaged before Kelsey. He stole his thunder. But also, he's the betting favorite at north of minus 200 after his last performance against the 49ers in the air, on the ground. He's playing as disciplined a brand of football that Josh Allen has ever played. They own the tiebreaker against the Chiefs. They're one game back. This is a big one because they end the year with 2 against the Patriots, 1 against the Jets. So it's this week and next week at Detroit. I think that's going to decide the number 1 seed because the Chiefs have a pretty hard schedule as well.
Yeah, look, the old saying is, look, in the NFL, they remember what you did in December, right? Like, these games matter. Absolutely, okay? Here's the thing. The Bills have won 7 straight. They scored 30-plus points in 6 straight. This team, I'm telling you, is on fire. And it's not only offensively, defensively, too. Like, they are just out here tuning dudes up, smoking them. However, Sean McVay is a good football coach. I'm not saying the Rams win this game. I'm not saying they don't win this game. What he's going to do is throw way different things. He's just going to throw everything that this man has learned from football from the 50s to the 60s to the 70s. Like, he's a student of the game. He absolutely is. He's just going to throw things because why not? What the hell else? You're not going to beat him straight up. You know what I mean? It's like getting in a fight with a dude who's a UFC fighter. I got to start working your kidneys, all right? Like, I can't go straight to your chin. You know what I mean? Like, I got to move around a little bit. That's what the Rams are going to do. You know what I mean? I'm not saying hit you below the belt, but I might if I need to. All right? So, yeah, man, like, it's going to be a weird game, but how do you bet against the Bills? Like, they're just on absolute – that's why this number's so low, all right? 3.5?
3.5.
If this game were at home, then it would be 12.5.
You're right. And they just proved that they can play in the snow. So you go from the snow, Big Chuck, out here to it's not a dome. It's not a dome, Coach. It's inside. I know that at SoFi. And then as we flip also, we got to bring the Rams into this conversation. They're only 1 game back. So motivation, when you get to week 14, when you get to December, that's always something you look at. They've got tons of motivation today, and they have shown, thank you, Cortez, for being a member for 10 months. They have shown that at times they're a really good football team. Good enough, though, to beat this Bills team, Charles?
Rams are definitely a competent team. They are able to beat any team on their day. I think this is the classic letdown spot for the Bills also, traveling west, and you get the home dog catching that 3.5. You know my feelings on home dogs, 3.5 or 3 or more. So I like the Rams in the spot, especially in a higher scoring game. I think we see points, so that benefits the Rams. So definitely look at props. So I think this one's going to be a good one, plenty of points, but I'm not going to say the Rams win, but I think they can keep it within a field goal. And like I said, look at their team total props. Points. This should be a fun one.
Somebody in the chat brought up an interesting point, and we talk sometimes I think we just mention it, AB, when it's the Steelers or when it's the Packers or it's the Cowboys, but because of it being LA, almost every single team, when the schedule comes out, they do a travel package, or they'll do one game that we travel to, and they'll book 300, 400, 500 fans through one travel agency. And this is usually that one because everybody loves coming to LA, especially when we just saw how many 300 fans getting paid $20 an hour to still, snow out. So there is something to it, I think, when you come out into a stadium, especially on the road, when in the NFL you rarely have fans there, and they're usually stuck up in the high left-hand corner. But to have fans there backing you, do you think that affects the players at all?
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. And look, I bet there's a lot of Bills fans in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a transplant city. You know what I mean? Like, not many people are born in Los Angeles, live in like there are a lot of them, but like there's a lot of people that move out there. Exactly, right? Like it's a transplant city. Yeah, like people move there, right? And especially, look, Josh Allen, look at his jersey sales. All right, kids. All right. A lot of kids are like, hey, can I go see Josh Allen? Can we go see the Bills? And then number two, don't forget about this as well. All right, marketing wise. There's a reason why the Rams and the Chargers, those two teams, they wear the same colors because not one team is going to sell that stadium out. So you can wear Chargers gear to a Rams game. You can wear Rams gear to a Chargers game, meaning a lot of open seats that Bills fans are spraying mustard and like, dude, we'll take all of them. Yeah, so 100%, man. Like, you'll hear a lot of Bills Mafia in that stadium for sure.
It's always weird because sometimes I'll have the games on in the background, and when it's a Rams game or a Chargers game for that matter, and you hear somebody cheer, it's not always the cheer that you think it's going to be. It's weird. You got to be watching the game live. All right, that's all the damage that we can do. We like to end the morning show allowing my guys to give their final takes on the day. Remember, there are 6 teams, whether it's fair or unfair. There are 6 teams that have a bye today. It's the last bye week of the season. So, Big Chuck, final takes, you're up first.
I think I've thrown in the towel on dogs winning in the NFL anymore. I think we see a bunch of favorites come in. I think we see some points. So, the books nightmare continues. Favorites continue to come in today.
Boom and boom. AB, go.
The Miami Dolphins could score 7,000 points on the Jets today. I'm not kidding. They could beat them like a dog. Miami is going to be all over it today. That's going to be a fun game to watch.
Right now, Miami is 5-7. When you look at the wild card race, Chargers are 8-4, Baltimore's 8-5, Denver 8-5. So you got to get to at least 8 right now if you want to have any shot. So Miami, they have no room for error, but they're not even thinking about the playoffs. They're thinking about beating the brakes off of Aaron Rodgers and those Jets. Gentlemen, well freaking done. As always, all of you in the chat, thank you. Everybody making that live number what it is, thank you. And a reminder tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, DG in the hosting chair for what could be one of the best Sunday night football games of the entire year. It's the Chargers on the road in Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. And if the Chiefs are going to get that number 1 seed, they will earn it. Their last 5 or 6 games are not easy at all. Again, thank you to all of you. We've just passed the 1-year mark for me and AB, not when we started the show, but when we decided we were going to do this thing. And I'm telling you, we've been in our feelings the last couple of days for a very good reason. We're starting something special, and we want all of you to be a part of it every single day. We've got a great crew, a great chat, and damn it, this means something to us. And you guys show us every single day it means something to you. So thank you for that. All right, it's time for you now to go out into the world, for you to enjoy the games together, have the chips and dip, maybe a little queso, get crazy, and understand this. There's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets outside of the friendly confines. Straight to the pay window. My entire crew, damn it, do I love them all. My man from the Dirty Big Chuck. My partner of 5 years, AB. Never forget about producer man, always behind the scenes, always trying to make the brand better. You guys have no idea what's coming at the first of the year because of him. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every single day, even Sunday mornings, right here at DTL. Good luck.